Well, hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the iFollow YouTube channel. Just before we get into this review of the Port Vale game, this video, audio quality may not be the best. I'm literally in an empty room as I speak to you at the current moment in time. I literally were sat in the airport, waiting to get on the plane to come home, watch the game, got on the plane, landed here in the UK, I'm home, in an empty room right now, just recording this review for you guys. This review may not be the best or the usual standards, and of course the audio may not be the best either. So if that is the case, I do apologise. But let's get into the review then. It was poor. I thought that's the worst we've looked all season, if I'm going to be honest, in my opinion. As a full 90 minutes, I think that was the worst we've been. I really do. I think they started off really fast, really well. Sort of first 15 minutes, I thought we could have been a couple of goals down, if I'm being honest. They had some chances, but just didn't take them. Maybe half chances instead of clear-cut chances, but they had a couple of chances early on. And then we grew into the game between about the 20th, 35th minute, maybe 20th, 40 minutes, had a good 20-minute spell. But other than that, I don't really think we challenged them at all. I don't think we really challenged them in front of goal in the slightest. I think Callum Guy had a long shot that was saved by the keeper. I thought Moxon had a long shot as well, I think it was, and that was saved by the goalkeeper. But in terms of actually challenging them, I really don't think we did today. Forward-wise, in the midfield, just at all. There was a lot of crosses, and again, we didn't have that target man. We didn't have the player who's going to bat off the headers and all this sort of thing. And it's just disappointing. Obviously, it's early days, so we're not going to get carried away or anything like that. But, we're only, this is our 5th game, I think. But it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. It was a real tough watch, that game. And obviously, the talking points is the change of goalkeeper, Thomas Hawley on the bench. Not what I would have done personally. I would have preferred Thomas Hawley. This is the first time I've seen Andreasen play. I don't think anything that he did in the game particularly was standout. I think obviously the penalty, which I'll get onto in a minute, but I think just the normal shot stopping, collecting the ball and everything. I thought Thomas Hawley could have done that just as well if he was playing. But talking about the main point, I believe it was John Mellish. Carlisle's Twitter said John Mellish, but my audio commentator said it was Luke Plange. But the Port Vale commentators throughout the game were getting mistakes wrong. Apparently Callum Guy is, I think it was like Lewis Guy or something like that. So I think it was Mellish going off Carlisle's Twitter, falls the ball to the keeper. The keeper's tried to control it, hasn't been able to control it, took the man down, and it's a penalty. I think it's just awful, really, isn't it? It's just an awful mistake. Whether you're blaming the goalkeeper or you're going to blame Mellish for it, I don't think that forward should never be going back to the goalkeeper when there's 2 Port Vale players in the vicinity of the goalkeeping box. But there you go. But the ball's come back to him. He obviously can't pick it up, but you just want it. You just want it out. He's meant to control it, and he's missed it. He's sort of miscontrolled it. Obviously, he can't use his hands in any way possible. And then he's given away the penalty, and then their striker, James Wilson, scored. Of course he has, because he's a top striker, a really good striker, James Wilson. He's put it in the back of the net for 1-0 Port Vale. Port Vale scored 2 offside goals. The first one where Andreasen parried it, and then the other player tapped it in, and another one where it sort of was a bit of a ricochet in the box, and then the finish from their player who was offside. Both the right decision that were offside. I thought the new lad from Fulham looked lively once he came on. He was chasing down quite a lot of balls. It looked like he had a bit of pace about him. I thought Jordan Gibson looked lively when he came on. Very surprising that Jordan Gibson didn't start. I would have started Gibson. But it's a game that sort of, I don't want to say like flew past, because it didn't. It was a long game to watch. But it just went past us, and we just didn't look like we were going to do anything in the game. We didn't look like we were going to do anything if we played another 20 minutes, another 30 minutes or anything. So I think it's frustrating. I thought we grew into the game well, but that momentum we had between sort of the 20th and 40th minute didn't last. And that's obviously, you know, where we need to start taking chances when we're on top. We were all over them for that 20 minutes or so, and that was the end of it. We didn't have much after that. I think there's a few things that maybe needs addressed. Obviously, he went back to sort of the 5-back, the 5-3-2 type of formation, or the 3-5-2, whichever way you want to look at it, with the wing-backs. Makes it sort of a 3-back. But yeah, it didn't stick with the 4-3-3. And, you know, the big change is obviously Gibson, Hawley. For me, I'd revert back to Thomas Hawley. I think I personally, that's my personal decision. I don't mind Thomas Hawley. His distribution could possibly be a little bit better, but I wouldn't say Anderson's distribution in this game was like head and shoulders above Thomas's. So that's obviously the call. I think a lot of people obviously on Twitter chuffed the Hawley didn't get the game, but would you not make that change in the Papa John's Cup coming up in a couple of weeks and play Anderson there instead of Thomas Hawley? I don't know. That's just my opinion anyway. But really poor from Carlisle today. I thought we didn't do enough to win. Port Vale probably did just enough to win, and obviously got that point through the penalty. It's a frustrating way to concede for sure. We've lost the point because of the way we've conceded. But all you can do now is pick your heads up. Hard week of training this week. No cup game for us because we're out of the EFL Cup, and we move on. And our next game is against Morgan Feeney's Shrewsbury. So fingers crossed we can get our first win of the season at home to Shrewsbury. That is Saturday the 2nd of September. And fingers crossed, as I say, we get that first win of the season against our world captain Morgan Feeney. But for now, guys, I've been CEO4. Please let me know what you guys think of that game in the comments down below. But for now, I've been CEO4, and I'll see you in the next one.
I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.